You? Your hoarse voice softly called out his name. The said man just turned his head and smiled at you as you waddled down to him, who was sitting in front of your house's big window. His big and bright chocolate orbs glowed full of questions, making you smile at his curious self. Yes? Do you remember me? The question made him laugh a little. He shook his head a few times, like your question was the dumbest thing to ask from the beginning. I'm sorry. I'm sure I haven't seen you anywhere. Besides, I definitely remember a face like yours. It started around a decade ago. You woke up, as always, and found Nishinoya beside you. But the thing you got from him wasn't a soft and warm kiss on your forehead for a good morning kiss, like your usual routine. He just shook your body lightly, and after you revealed a pair of eye-colored hues, he just smiled down at you and said, I'm sorry, but who are you? Since then, you will keep asking the same question at least once a day. The answer is always the same, a soft laughter, a shake of the head, and the same words, even today too. After he released a cheerful laugh, he said in the same cheery tone you used to love hearing, I'm sorry, I'm sure I haven't seen you anywhere. Besides, I definitely remember a face like yours. You just stood there. Silence fell heavy between you and Nishinoya, even though it was already 100 or even 1,000 times. It still hurt. You grabbed your shirt around the position of your head and clutched it, hoping the pain would go away if you did. Excuse me? Nishinoya glanced up at you with his eyes full of concern. Are you okay? Just how much you loved his eyes. You removed the frown from your face and smiled. I'm alright, thanks for asking. You paused as your next words breaking your own heart into little pieces. Nishinoya-san. Nishinoya sighed in relief. He then grinned to you as he pat the remaining space beside him. You smiled and set yourself beside him, still keeping a slight distance from him. He just looked at you in silence, making you shudder in discomfort. What is it? The next scene was beyond your imagination. Nishinoya brushed his hand softly in your hair and tucked a little bit behind your ear. Your heart clenched, a sudden nostalgic wave of hope flaring in your chest. Did he remember you now? Nishinoya spoke, cutting your words off. I think I used to touch hair that was as soft as this. Your heart sank at his words, but you just hid the pain and listened carefully to his words. Do you know anything about it? You started thinking for the best possible answer. Maybe. It was your partner's hair. You said carefully, my partner? He murmured, I'm married? Yes. You bit your lips at this. And I'm their good friend. We've been together since our first breath. Really? Nishinoya's eyes shone. You nodded your head. Are they as cool as you are? He asked, his words succeeding in making you flush. Maybe, you said. Nishinoya just laughed. Of course you won't say it out loud, right? Friends usually won't admit that their friends are more beautiful or handsome. Pause. Or is it siblings? I don't know. This time it was your turn to let out a giggle. Nishinoya smiled. Now you laughed, he said as he pat your head. He sighed and stared at the scenery outside of the world in front of him. I bet my partner is going to be angry at me. I'm so forgetful lately and I can't help it. He smiles softly and you just stand in silence. I can't even remember my own partner. I'm truly a bad husband, aren't I? He laughs dryly and you can't take it anymore. That's not true, you snapped. Nishinoya jumped slightly at your sudden outburst and you apologized at him before you continued. I know that your partner wouldn't ever be mad at you. They even said that they loved you so much that they could never stay mad at you. You scratched the back of your head, and besides, isn't true love willing to accept their partner for whatever their condition is? Nishinoya's eyes widened at your remarks. He then laughed heartedly, and you felt your heart flutter just from his laughter. Yeah, of course they will. He grinned. They accepted their fate to be my partner after all, right? You smiled softly. Yeah. You clenched your hand into a fist. They sure did. Nishinoya smiled. He relaxed in his seat as he turned his eyes back to you. Anyway, he started. I know this is kind of late, but what's your name? You froze. Immediately, your body shook in fear as your lips began to tremble. Nishinoya? Yeah? You shook your head. My name is Nishinoya effin. Hey, You know, I feel like I remember something. What is it? Someone with a bright smile. A guy? No, maybe. But their face is a blur. Really? Yeah, they're always holding my hand, and they like to hug me from behind. I see. Yeah. Why am I crying?